Claim your free AirPods today by clicking the first link in the description down below.
r/AskReddit by Real-Time Reddit. You're a reverse robber. You break into people's home and leave stuff to confuse families. What things do you leave? A little mint on their pillows. Little pillows on their pillows. A single Vaseline-covered watermelon in the bathtub. The imagery of that situation is immensely funny. Chargers that don't match any of their electronics. First gen mini USB chargers. Not micro USB like everything takes, no. Mini USB. Just a little too big to fit anything. My cooking pots once cloned themselves. When we once had one of each type, we suddenly had two identical pots of each. Turns out my in-laws got new pots and decided to give us their old ones by secretly leaving them in our cupboard. That was really confusing. I prefer the version where you just never find out where they came from. Stuff I stole from the previous house. You never run out of items. Neighborhood riots begin to break out as people notice neighbors and friends with their stolen goods. People stop trusting each other. The whole town slowly becomes just a bunch of people who won't talk to each other. Light bright. And everyone gets a different picture. Reverse rob me, please. A remote control. I think it would be similarly humorous to install a new light switch. Put it in such an inconspicuous place that they would be asking themselves, has that switch always been there? But then they would shrug and laugh quietly to themselves. Because of course it's always been there. Light switches don't just pop up out of nowhere. And then they'd forever wonder what the hell it does. Which is of course absolutely nothing. I try to find out what sports teams they are a fan of. Whatever it is. I place jerseys of their rival team in their closets. What if they don't do sports? Each house would get a second-hand self-help book left on the back of the toilet. Everyone would think a different family member did it. That they'd read it themselves and felt they needed to give it to said person. Even if they lived alone, they'd think family or friends snuck in. They'd be wondering why no one said anything directly but feel too uncomfortable to ask. You could destroy entire families with just this. I'd place Tupperware in random parts of the house. But none of the lids match the tubs. Someone broke into my garage once. Didn't take any of my good tools. Or anything at all. Left a decent flashlight. I was pretty confused. Probably drunk. Pennies. Just get thousands of pennies and hide them all around the house. They open a container in the fridge and find pennies. They look under their pillow and find pennies. They find pennies in their shoes. The possibilities are endless. They look in their change bag. Pennies. They look in their bank account. Pennies. My old co-worker actually had nosy neighbors call the cops on him once when he went to a house to do some electrical. Customer gave him a lockbox code. So he let himself in. He was on his third trip bringing materials, and when the cops showed up, while one looked over his invoice and tried to get in touch with the customer, the other kept asking him what he took from the house. And my co-worker just said, I must be the absolute worst thief because I just hauled about $2,000 worth of materials inside. The cops couldn't get in touch with the customer. So they hung around for a while. Dude just got to work and they left. TLDR, my co-worker reversed burgled a new electrical panel. This happened to me once when I accidentally tripped an alarm that was supposed to be turned off for me and the homeowner wouldn't answer the phone. Cops showed up about 10 minutes later to find me up on a ladder on the side of the house with alarms blaring all over. Mounting and wiring new security cameras. They pretty much just had a laugh about it and checked my eye just in case and then left me alone to work. I would leave really nice but also creepy notes on their dinner table. Something like, you did great today. Keep it up. You never know who's watching. This isn't the same because they actually took stuff. But the note was affectionate. 300 boxes of off-brand cereal and new fridge magnets. If I'm being an ass, I'd leave another woman's jewelry or something in the master bedroom. If I'm being helpful, I'd want to be year-round Santa. Little Timmy's been wanting a bike. What? The family woke up to a new bike in the living room with a fancy ass bow on it. Been craving some pizza lately? What? Who put the Digianius in the oven? Ding dong. Who's there? There's a delivery guy with his large Supreme with a 2-liter Coke. Been struggling to pay the bills? Why is there 10k in cash inside a man's mouth in the freezer with a note attached on careful disposal instructions? Edit. A word. That escalated quickly. Single socks in every single drawer. Identical couches. But they'd be brand new straight from the store. Nowhere. New smell. Bright new colors. Mind FK. I'm curious to see how someone sneaks around carrying a couple of couches. Little rubber ducks hidden all over the place. Break in every couple of weeks and add more. Watch as the family descends into insanity because they can't figure out where all the ducks are coming from. I wanted to mail my sister rubber ducks randomly over the years. I still might do it. A single egg on a table. Painted gold. So they'll start looking for the goose. Right? Leave them an entire Christmas tree. Put presents under it. And leave some half-eaten milk and cookies. In February. With a note that says, "Sorry. Ho ho ho. I was a bit delayed. Oh ho ho ho. Hope you enjoy late. Ho ho ho. Christmas. Ho ho ho. Don't forget to pay your taxes." My children. Damn you. You made me spit out my tea in laughter. Replace one photo in each room with a picture of Danny DeVito. You're really just improving the house at this point. Post-it notes on dirty objects that say "clean me." If they own a cat, I'm shitting in the litter box. If they don't have a cat, bring them a litter box for you to poop into. They'll love the surprise. Put beer in the fridge. Replace all the fire alarm batteries. And replace all the light bulbs with energy efficient fluorescent bulbs. LED, you monster. I would just put more gas in people's cars. Marion. You would not believe the gas mileage I am getting. Teeth under their pillow. Reverse tooth fairy. Deliciously creepy for an adult. Here's a few ideas. Swap which side their door hinges are on so they swing the other way. On any switch panel that has multiple switches, switch around the wiring so switches control different lights. Swap all their lights in each room to be a few steps brighter or dimmer than what they have. Make sure there's variety. Dimmer rooms and brighter rooms. Number 2. Flips the switch to on and the toilet flushes. A single chip. Just one potato chip right smack in the center taped to the TV. Let them be confused. Positive pregnancy test. In a gay couple's house. I would leave really long spoons in their silverware drawer. I would put an extra key on the key ring and an extra key in the junk drawer. Did you break into my house? So this is gonna get buried cause I'm late, but it's called the leaving. You need someone with a house who's going away for at least a day or two in the fall. A shit ton of leaves. Key to their house or a way in. So you rake up all the leaves you can. You get in their house and you hide them everywhere. Not like dump a bag of leaves on their floor. Like hide them shit's good. Like behind photos in the frame. In their DVD player and cases. Open up their pillows and stuff them with leaves. Freeze leaves in a block of ice in their freezer. Press leaves between the pages of their books. When they arrive home everything appears normal. Then one of them sits on the sofa. Crunch. Go to turn on the ceiling fan? It's raining leaves. Need something out of the closet? Leaf avalanche. Want to get out of the house that's full of leaves? There's leaves in your shoes and coat pockets. There would be the initial confusion and anger. Then after a few days they'd have found most of the obvious leaves. But for the rest of that month probably every day they'd find a lone leaf straggler here or there. Leaves taunting them occasionally for the rest of the year. Years later they'd be pulling an old family photo album off the bookshelf and find a ducking leaf and lose their shit. Maybe you're dead by then. Maybe they eventually found out it was you. Maybe not. All they can do is live what life you've left them. Amongst the leaves. This probably the best response on the thread. Those really hard to beat puzzles. But only one. Put it somewhere they cannot ignore it. Inside is a small flash drive. All the flash drive has on it is never gonna give you up. Boiled cabbage in every sink and toilet. Lego figurines randomly around the house. In the cupboard holding a tiny cup. Bathroom holding a Q-tip. Bookshelf holding a tiny book act. Someone did this to me a year ago. Woke up one morning to find a bag of crystal meth on my dining room table. Nothing was taken. Confused and scared the shit out of me. Called police. Searched house. Found nothing. My door was actually locked. How they got in I don't know. Pro tip. Police are less likely to arrest you for meth possession if you call the cops on yourself and don't remember how you got your meth into the house. Honestly, I'd love to get like real shitty 10x 10 feet tapestries and hang them right where the TV was and leave a burning incense stick on the TV shelf. Just really duck with their chakra. Break into people's houses. Steal one page out of a book. Repeat 200 or so times. Paste random pages into its own book. Put that book in someone's house. You're the thief I'd find and murder. Forged adoption paperwork under the kids' pillows. Wow, okay Satan, chill out. I would leave a key on their dining table. With a note, find me and open me. I'd hide a small box somewhere in the house that can be opened with that key. Inside the box is another key and note that says find the final piece and complete the puzzle before it's too late. The trick is there isn't a final piece. They'd scramble around the house looking for it. I would probably leave really nice clothing in their closet. Bring high-dollar kitchen appliances and food. But before I left I'd paint their door a different color. I would leave tiny rubber ducks in the most random spots. Imagine this: you're cleaning behind your toilet and boom, rubber duck. Wondering why your printer doesn't work? That's because I replaced your ink cartridges with rubber ducks. Or it's an HP DeskJet. A note saying sorry. A draft horse. 3. 1/2 empty toilet rolls on the counter near the toilet in the least used toilet. This legit happened to me. My old car had manual locks that I forgot to lock one night. I came out in the morning and it had been rifled through. Nothing was taken, but as I was putting stuff away I found a cheap pair of aviator sunglasses. It didn't belong to any of my friends and I had no idea where else it could have come from. Like a year later I did the same thing. New car but same parking spot. Manual locks again that I forgot to lock. Again I came out to the car and saw it had been rifled through but nothing was taken. And as I was putting things away I found a pair of cheap lime green knockoff Ray-Ban glasses. I got hit by the sunglass bandit twice. Subscribe to Real Time Reddit.